I was getting into the Monday. Everybody mad. Hey.
Hey.
Hello and welcome back to Millennial Thoughts with your favorite girls, Alicia and Nisa.
Oh, sorry.
Y'all, this is our second episode. Yay, I am so excited. How have y'all been out there? How have you been, Nisa? What's up with you?
So I've been great. So I've been working on the business and trying to get in a trip or two. You know how I do.
Yeah, I know. Where you trying to go now, girl?
Girl, I want to go everywhere. So, but specifically last weekend, I went to go salsa dancing. So now what I need to do is get down to South America and show them what I got. So,
I
how
feel
about you?
that.
Anything that you got going on?
Nothing too much, the same old. But I just been writing some blog posts, writing some chapters of my book. I'm actually like sending it to somebody so they can review it. So I'm excited about that. And also, I started reading a book called The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. It's turning into a movie like around October or something like that. But it's a New York best time seller, and I want to read the book before I go see it. And then it may help me like spark up some ideas and my creativity or something like that. Who knows?
That's what's up. I need to check that out in October, okay? So,
Mm-hmm.
speaking of books, somebody hit me to one this week, or last week, I should say. Think Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, written in the 1930s, and it talks about how to become your best self and how to be successful, whether that means money, fame, or whatever goals you want in the near future. So I was listening to a pretty popular YouTuber known as the Fine Guru, and she was talking about how she went from living with her mother, no shakes, there's nothing wrong with that, save your money, girl, to having a flourishing career on YouTube with this book. The video was titled "How I Made $10,000 for the book," so I clicked on it. I had no idea what was going on, but I just had to see what she was talking about. So, has anyone read it? Think Grow Rich. If so, let us know. Or if you're reading any other books about success, let us know about that as well.
Right, because we trying to be successful out here and get this
Absolutely.
money. Okay, but I never heard of that book. But I might have to get that book because she said she made $10,000. What does she do on YouTube?
So she's a lifestyle vlogger. She talks about anything from fitness, beauty, and fashion. I'll be getting her little edge tutorials so I can lay my head. But she's also millennial. She's like 23 or 24, I think. So everyone should go to YouTube and search the book that made me $10,000. Listening hella hard. Okay, so.
Oh yeah, shoot! I might need to get that book too. I need to be on YouTube or something because it's a good little come up out here. If any of our listeners have one, let us know so we can subscribe and watch our videos. Y'all get y'all money out here. I see her out here striving for success as a millennial, which we all are out here trying to do. Although we all know success doesn't happen overnight.
Absolutely, but we person. So last week we are talking about having a Millennial Mogul Weekly, and our first feature is actually an entrepreneur based out of Louisville. In case you all forgot, a Millennial Mogul is defined as someone who's out here being powerful in society, whether they're out here in the community, whether they're out here in these big businesses, they're just doing their thing out here.
Mm-hmm.
So without further ado, our first Millennial Mogul is no other than
Dun dun dun.
Miss Deanna Coles. She owns Melodic Elements, and you can find her products on melodicelements.com or on Instagram at Melodic Elements. So she sells natural bath and body products. Success to Deanna is, and I quote, "Simply knowing that my customers are happy with the products I make, knowing that I'm providing good quality products and that people can trust, use, and consistently use long-lasting products that are pure is my greatest success. So when people like your products and believe in your brand, everything else falls into place," end quote. So big ups to Deanna for her successful business and knowing for herself what success means to her. So Alicia, what are we shedding light on today?
So for today's episode, we are shedding light on
Dun, 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 dun.
the thought of success, how we define it, and how we think of it. So one of our favorite women in America, Michelle Obama, has many famous quotes, but one of her quotes are, "Success isn't about how much money we make. It is about the difference we make in people's lives." Now, do you agree with that, Nisa?
You best believe I do. So for me, I consider myself a servant.
Okay, servant, yes.
So by that I mean I've always kept in mind that everything that I do has a consequence. So with that being said, I try to make sure that every action that I take not only has a positive influence on me, but those around me. Best believe there are a lot of rich jerks out here, okay?
Okay, so let me know because I ain't even rich yet. But in this generation, I think everyone defines it differently, whether it's money, social media, our goals. How do you think one becomes
I really
successful?
think it has to do with consistency. I've considered myself successful by standards of some small battles, but as far as overall success, how I define it, I'm not quite there yet. I follow a lot of celebrities on Instagram, and I'm constantly
Me
successfully,
too.
right? So
Mm-hmm.
it makes a lot of sense to me. Granted, I'm young, so I haven't had years of consistency in my life with really anything besides just change. But it's consistency is something that I'm really beginning to practice. I think if you have a goal in mind and work towards it, success might not come overnight, but I would be surprised if it didn't come eventually. You know what I'm saying?
Amen. But yes, consistency is key. It is annoying when people aren't as consistent as they said they will be. But everyone is a work in progress. I just try to stay as consistent with everything I do as possible.
Okay, so why does it make you feel some type of way?
You need consistency in your life, like to thrive and survive. And I can't operate with disorganized and unreliable
Girl, that is
people.
not success. That's just people not doing right by you, okay?
Maybe that is what that is, but that's my pet
You're right,
peeve.
but you are such a Leo. Such a Leo.
You're right. LOL, yes. But we be out here doing boss stuff, and people be out here doing who done it and what for. Like, I'm confused.
Oh God. So anyway, remember, girl, when we were talking about our little Google Docs goals earlier?
Yeah, I do remember that. Let the listeners know what we
Okay,
started.
so we actually started a running list of everything that we hope to achieve in life. For example, I want to release a fiction book one day. And for anyone that
Hmm.
doesn't know what that is a story that is not true. Okay.
And like honestly, that trips me up sometimes. Nonfiction and fiction.
Yeah, I
Woo.
probably really got it down like a year ago, so I'm not done about it. So really, it
True.
has nothing to do with my career, the book, but it's just something I've always wanted to do from a creative standpoint. In my mind, if I have done this along with other things on my list, I have like 37 things on my list so far. Then that means success to me because it was something I was able to devote enough time and energy to, and it's something that I wanted, and eventually it became reality. So
Amen. Well, for me, I want to do everything, but I wrote down an author and to start a nonprofit specifically. I've always wanted to educate and empower people, and I feel like these two things will really make an impact in the world. Although we are striving for success, what role do you think social media affects the way we think about
okay, that's a
success?
great question, and we can have a whole another episode about it. But social media in general is literally obsessive. I mean, folk always post their best. It can really have people out here thinking their lives are perfect and that success looks easy. Even on that note, it really kind of screws up the way we define success, right? So social media can have folk messed up in many ways.
It surely can. Success does look different to everyone. Although with how prevalent social media is, I think that people think success is in how many likes we get on our statuses or even our pictures. Art is how it could be portrayed. Maybe not everybody thinks like that. But what do you think it means? Like, do you think it means how many followers are on our social sites or how much money we are making at our
It
job?
really depends. Remember how we're talking about writing our goals and success ideas on Google Docs earlier? Well, if someone
Yeah.
else did that, they might have actually written down that they want 1 million followers or want to make six figures at their job. It really depends. Maybe they see success as with the recognition on social media or the lucrative nature of their jobs. Maybe it kind of translates to them being able to afford a lifestyle that they consider to be successful. So I think it is really important for one to narrow down the specificities of what makes them happy in order to define what success really means to them. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, good with the knowledge out here, dropping gems. Okay, that definitely does make sense though.
So, what do you think? Do you think we focus on success, professionally or personally, or what do you think?
Yeah. So personally, as a society, I think we do focus on success more professionally than personally. But I believe personal success is way more important. Like making sure that you are good mentally, physically, and spiritually. Like, amen, sister. Personal success is all about putting yourself, vision, and goals first.
Yes, say that.
But that can also lead into like professional success. But success to me is living your best life, whether that is working your 9 to 5 job or being an entrepreneur. I personally want to love what I do for a living, have financial stability, and
Me
travel a
too.
lot. I
Me
mean,
too.
amen.
Hmm.
So, for all of our listeners out there, after the episode, write down what success means to you and keep it somewhere and strive for it every day. Share your thoughts with us, tweet us, as well as comment. We want to hear from you all as well. make sure you are writing your goals down and making the vision plain.
Yes, do this, because there are a lot of things out there that can distract us. But if we're able to see and remind ourselves of success, then we can move forward. Don't forget to write it down wherever you are, be it the grocery store, work, home, wherever you have your phone handy, or a sticky note.
Hashtag sticky note
Let's say.
challenge.
So join us next week as we talk about self-worth. Keep an eye out for a few polls and questions on our social media where we'll ask you guys your opinion on certain things related to next week's topic. We would love to hear your feedback, and we'll share it anonymously, of course, on next week's episode.
Don't forget to subscribe, like, and follow us on all our social media sites. Everyone have a great week. Peace and prosperity to all.
Stay tuned for some words of wisdom from our girl, Oprah Winfrey.
Is also with young men, young people who think that, and I have a lot of this with my girls in college, they think that success is supposed to happen like that.
Yeah.
They think that there isn't a process to it. They think that they're supposed to come out of college and have their brand. And I recognize now that I am a brand, but I was resistant to being called a brand for many years because I was like, I'm a brand. I'm not a brand. I'm a person. But how I got to be a brand was not trying to be a brand. How I got to be a brand was every day making choices that felt like this is the right move. Now that's the right move. And now that's the next right move, the next right move. And so my frustration with young women and young men is that they think it's supposed to happen like this, and they don't understand that there's a process to it.